On your marks, get set, bake.
I love that.
Good flavor.
That I really like.
That is delicious.
Bakers, your time is up.
Welcome back to the 10-inch Krème Patisserie, the Great British Bake Off podcast, hosted by me, the Internet's Taylor 13, and her, the Internet's Nick Jew.
Hello.
We're back for some Bread Week action, but we couldn't do Bread Week alone, so we had to drag back to these hollowed halls.
Kicking and screaming.
Again, number two, who was like, I'm down for the get down. So thank you. It's my homeboy, Chris, semi-finalist from the most recent season of the Great American Baking Show. All episodes available on Roku channel right now. You should go watch that. What's the good word, Chris? Welcome back.
Thank you for having me back. Yeah, I think everybody in my immediate family is sick of hearing me talk about Bake Off and dissecting the new season of British Bake Off. My wife's like, we're just gonna watch it. We're watching it. I don't want you to talk about it. I don't want you to compare. Let me just enjoy this. So this is nice. Now I can dissect it a little bit.
Love it. Love that for all of us. We didn't get a sketch again this week. I'm disappointed.
Again, they trimmed the budget.
This sketch didn't cost that much money. But alas, Jurassic Park, the Jurassic Bake sketch seems to have held us down. So I hope we get something back, because I've seen people complaining in the Reddit about not liking the sketches, and I'm like, you guys are just wrong. I love the comedic stylings of Allison and Noel, so can't call it.
This is why I do not get involved with talk about the show anywhere but here.
Hey.
Because I don't what complaints do you have about anything?
Only time I see that Reddit is when I'm going to post about this show in there.
Right.
That is a Reddit I don't hang out in, because people are a bit complaining in a way that I'm like, y'all gotta chill, baby. It's the Bake Off. Relax.
Right.
It's supposed to be a very chill vibe.
My special treat.
Oh my gosh, it was one heck of a bread week, y'all. We'll get to that shortly. But every week we try to hit y'all with a little bit of news. Our news will, of course, begin. Let's just get caught up with Chris, man. How the heck was the summer? What you been into? What have you been getting into? What's going on in your life and in the realm of baking?
I've just been kind of surviving at this point. Summer was good. I have most of the summer off since I work in education, so we got to travel a bit. Went up to Boston, hit a couple bakeries up in Boston. I actually had Adela and her husband and Daniel and his husband. They came up to the Adirondacks, stayed at my cabin with us up there. Kim was supposed to make it. She had to cancel last minute, and actually Pablo was supposed to come too. He was flying over, but he hurt his back and he couldn't make the flight. So it was going to be like a big, we were going to have most of the people up there. Yeah. But it was nice to see everybody and kind of get to meet their spouses, hang out a bit. Didn't really do any baking, which was kind of nice to just kind of hang out, and made some s'mores. Got some. If you've ever been upstate New York, the ice cream, the soft serve ice cream that they have up there. I mean, there's one place it's that big, gigantic.
It's too much. It's too much.
Yeah. Yeah. So we got some ice cream, hung out a bit, did some baking.
Good.
I made speaking of Reddit, I made a UPS. My wife's cousin was retiring from UPS, and I made an Amazon box cake. And I ended up posting it into the baking subreddit, and it made it way up there, which was kind of funny.
Love that, man. Me and Reddit have I don't know. I follow maybe 10 total subreddits, and so the main one I'm in is Hip Hop Vinyl. Of course, that's what I'm super into. Vinyl records, which you can see a ton of, and of course, it's hip hop variations most of the time.
Yes,
I got new records today. So that particular group, pretty cool, pretty chill vibes. But like I said, the Bake Off, it'd be all over the place. There's some people that got real stinky attitudes, and some people who are just everything I'm looking for when I come to talk about baking. So.
I still, Auntie still calls Reddit the dark web. The only time I've been on there in the last year is I was trying to see if the people from this last season of it's that therapy show on Showtime.
Yeah, couples therapy, right?
Couples therapy.
Yeah.
I was trying to see if this one couple was still together, and thank God they are not.
Man, reality TV is quite the something or other.
Yeah.
Well, I'm glad you had a chill, a vibey little summer. You know what I'm saying, with friends and family and so forth. I love that for you. Let's give you an article that I thought was pretty interesting. My man Frank sent to us last week, which means I got a video package. Let me pull that out. Boom. Gonna do me a service. There we go. It was not trying to open. That was crazy. Let's make sure we push the button.
Bakers make the world go round.
Oh my goodness. I got this cool article that I'm trying to. Why are you being a putt, internet? Here, let me drag this over here so I can, kind of look at it. This is from Entertainment Weekly. Randall Colburn on the byline. Where are the Great British Bake Off winners now? Here's who's still baking, who found further fame outside the kitchen. See what life's been like outside the tent for the cozy reality competition's pastry powerhouses. Well done. The enticing scent of cakes, cookies, and cupcakes is in the air once again as the Great British Bake Off has returned for another season. Respect due to Entertainment Weekly for calling it the Bake Off and not the baking show, because come on, you know what it is. For 15 years now, the cozy reality competition known as the Great British Baking Show in the US and Canada has seen amateur bakers who whip up intricate, decadent, and sometimes gravity-defying desserts for a tough panel of judges, including Paul Hollywood and Prue Leith. Winners of the series have gone to great success publishing cookbooks and opening their own bakehouses and restaurants, but some have stretched their fame even further on English and American reality series and baking for members of the royal family. Others have become stars in their own right. One past GBBO winner is currently making bank with an OnlyFans account. Read on to see the Great British Bake Off winners then and now.
Well, wait. Let me just say, I know people associate OnlyFans with naughty bits, but that is not solely the purpose of the platform.
Sure. And that's fine. I'm not knocking you for having an OF. Apparently,
No.
Weekly is. So,
If it is naughty bits, there's like 5 people. I hope it is. Oh, we have to explicit this episode because there were
nobody
raunchy puns this Bake Off episode for me not to say something.
Oh, I'm gonna get you there. I'm very excited to talk about that. Ed Kimber from Series 1, however you wish to say it. Ed Kimber is a debt collector from Yorkshire, was just 24 when he won the first season of GBBO in 2010. In the 15 years since he has won, he's written 6 cookbooks. His latest, 2022 Small Batch Bakes, was lauded by English food titan Nigella Lawson, big up, and became a Sunday Times bestseller. He whipped up decadent desserts on shows like Good Morning America and Sunday Brunch, and served the resident baker on the Alan Titchmarsh show. Don't know who Alan Titchmarsh is. Could assume that's a UK vibe. Kimber regularly updates his Instagram with cooking tutorials and also collaborates with Olive Magazine on recipes and videos. So he just a celebrity chef at this point. Joanne Wheatley, season 2's winner. 2011, she is from Essex. She has since published a pair of cookbooks, ran a home cooking school, performed cooking demonstrations on the Alan Titchmarsh show. Alan Titchmarsh must be doing something big in England, big up, and penned a column in Sainsbury's. These days, she lives in Lisbon, Portugal, with her husband and dogs, Otis and Olive, and also recently became a grandmother. Unfortunately, the recipe publishing has taken a backseat to the oven I have here because the oven I have here is unpredictable, to say the least, she wrote on her website. Well, that's fun. John Waite from season 3. Manchester. John Waite famously cut his hand on an electric mixer during season 3, but nevertheless persevered to take the cake. I guess he took the cake. I get that. It's the cake stand. But anyway, prior to the show, Waite earned a law degree from Manchester University, but decided to set his heights on professional baking following the competition. I definitely want to bake professionally, but as a home baker, I am going to need training, he told Manchester Evening News in 2012. I intend to raise funds for the Grand Diplôme at the Cordon Bleu and then learn as much as I can. Waite went on to find ample success on TV, serving as chef on ITV's Lorraine, a co-host on the network's Chopping Block, and a frequent guest on Channel 4's Steph's Packed Lunch. He also penned 5 cookbooks during 2014, including 2014's John Waite Bakes at Home and 2019's A Flash in the Pan. Let's scroll toward some more recent bakers. Well, hold on. We got to give it up to Nadia right quick because that's the homie. Nadia Hussein is among the most successful GBBO alums. Hussein was so popular on season 6 that David Cameron, the British Prime Minister, was publicly rooting for her. Her dalliance, wow, nice, with England's upper crust didn't stop there. The baker went on to provide the cake for Queen Elizabeth's 90th birthday in 2016. Hussein has gone on to host several shows, including Chronicles of Nadia, Nadia's British Food Adventures, Nadia's Family Favorites, and Nadia Bakes, among others. In addition to her work with the publications like BBC's Good Food and the Times Magazine, Hussein is the prolific author of 10 cookbooks, 4 children's books, 3 fiction books, and a 2019 autobiography, Finding My Voice. In 2020, she was appointed member of the Order of the British Empire, MBE, for her services to broadcasting and the culinary arts. If you'd asked a couple of years ago, I would have said I just wanted to bake. But actually, it's more than a job, she said in a 2018 interview with The Guardian. I realized the importance of being out there now, because growing up, I didn't see girls like me on television. I didn't see brown skin. I didn't see people from ethnic minorities. I didn't see girls with headscarves. Hussein recently celebrated her 20th anniversary with her husband, Abdul. Love that. All right, scroll. Let me. All right, we're going to start with my homeboy Giuseppe, because you know we love some Giuseppe in this house. A self-described proud Briton, Giuseppe Delano, was an engineer from Bristol who won season 12. His unique style was inspired by his Italian heritage, and he went on to guest on Bake Off Italia in 2022. He capitalized on his success by recapping GBO for Radio Times and writing a pair of cookbooks. He now teaches baking classes and provides catering services. All right. Shabir, very proud to have put Malaysia on the map in terms of baking. She told people in 2022, I love sharing my ideals and my passion for integrating traditional Malaysian flavors into my bakes. For each bake I put on the table, I was proud. A student of genetics and bioinformatics, Yusof has since worked to educate curious cooks about the intersection of science and baking. She recently presented a birthday cake to legendary Malaysian fashion designer Jimmy Choo. How did I not know Jimmy Choo?
Today I learned.
I did too.
Maddie, love me some Maddie. Babyface baker Maddie Edgel, a teacher from Cambridgeshire, of course, won season 14. Edgel has collaborated with popular brands since his win and flexed his skills on This Morning. He also launched his own bakeware line, which he promotes alongside baking classes and recipes on his website. Edgel revealed he had gotten engaged to his longtime girlfriend during the season 14 finale. The pair wed the following summer and announced their first child in June of this year. Okay, dig up. Of course, Georgia, you know I love me some Georgia. Pediatric nurse from Carmarthenshire. Man, sorry, y'all. Took home the crown in season 15. She's the franchise's first Welsh winner. Bake Off allowed me to find myself again, rediscovering my passions and pushing myself to my limits. You can do it too, she wrote on Instagram. Grasso has inspired many fans, speaking openly on social media about her diagnosis of attention deficit hyperactivity disorder, post-traumatic stress disorder, and postpartum depression. She shares 3 children with her husband. What they didn't put in there is that she announced she was getting a divorce from her husband. So, and she seemed super happy about it. So whatever was going on there,
Congratulations.
was going on there.
Shout out to JR the Otter Bear in the chat. I know you can't see, but just hello.
All right.
Who also knows who the OnlyFans person was. Spill the tea, JR.
It apparently is Mr. John Waite. I guess I didn't go further enough down his little write up. He runs Rough Puff Brownies and it's accompanying bakehouse and shares steamy content. They wrote it that way, content on OnlyFans. While he says adults only ventures cost him commercial partners and TV opportunities, he remains unapologetic about it.
I know that's right.
So big up, John. So there you go.
But he's apparently he's leaving.
Oh, well, I mean, as you will, sir. But yo, plenty of those to be filled in, y'all. That's a lengthy article. I didn't expect to read that much of it. Probably shouldn't have read that much of it, but it'll be in your show notes so you can read through the rest of it on your time. So hope you enjoyed that. But let's get to the lecture at hand. Let me move this back across the screen over here.
It's me.
And pull up this data point. Our remaining bakers are it's Aaron, Ian, Jasmine, Jessica, Leslie, Nadia, Natalia, Poimon, Toby, and Tom. It's time to talk signature. Nick, please go on.
The signature challenge is a delicious, savory monkey bread. The judges are looking for a well-flavored, pull-apart loaf made with a yeasted bread dough. It needs to be visually striking through the use of colored, flavored doughs or glazes, coatings, or toppings. They have 3 hours.
A savory monkey bread. Would you ever thunk it?
I don't even know if I've ever had a monkey bread. Monkey bread. So I didn't.
The only thing that I ever thought monkey bread was, and I didn't know if it was just me, but like it basically like cinnamon rolls, but you just like cut it up and just shove it in and bake it and then you pull it apart.
Yeah.
I didn't know that it was like a thing other than that.
Yeah, I mean, now that I think on them, like that could be fire, depending on how you flavor things. But no, I had not considered the taking monkey bread to the savory side of the business. But here we go, the English. I'll give it up to him. First up, it's Ian. He's going for an Irish cheese board, flavored with 3 Irish cheeses. When he said that, I'm like, are these Irish? I didn't know what they meant by Irish cheese. And of course, when he explained the cheese he used, none of them seemed quite Irish. But I'll walk you through it. It's blue cheese, roasted pear and walnuts, fennel, and an unnamed hard cheese.
It just said hard cheese.
Yes. Apples and caramelized onions, and brie with blackberries and rosemary. Now, maybe these are all, he got these cheeses that were all made in Ireland, and that's why they're Irish. Or is brie? No, brie's definitely French.
Yeah.
And so was so I can't call it. Don't know why they're Irish. Don't. Besides whatever, but hey, that's how he's going to prepare his monkey bread. Monkey bread is a wild title as well. I don't know what. Aaron is going for not for everyone. That not kind of works as on it's a punny situation there. An onion bread with chili and fennel, rolled in Gruyere cheese, nigella seeds, a bit of Marmite, chives, and chives. So that's what we're supposed to be going on there. If you're not aware, and I wasn't actually until maybe about 3 years ago, Gruyere is a Swiss type or Alpine cheese. It's sweet, slightly salty with a flavor that varies widely with age. Young Gruyere is described as creamy and nutty, but more assertive, earthy, and complex as it ages. Gruyere is Gruyere if it comes from Switzerland. It's also Gruyere if it comes from a Gruyere region of France.
Otherwise, it's just sparkling cheese.
Comté is closer to Swiss Gruyere than French Gruyere. And so you have all these things. The reason I'm aware of Gruyere is because I use it in a recipe I found some years ago called Aligo, which is this mashed potato dish. So instead of mashed potatoes at Thanksgiving, I make Aligo. And basically imagine 1-to-1 ratio of cheese to potato. So it's you get a super good.
Oh,
it's so good. It's so
That
good.
sounds pretty good.
That's
And
amazing.
Gruyere has a nice little funk to it. Not too funky, but it still give you that little, okay, that cheese is present. So I love it for that. Nigella seeds, I figured I'd tell you what that was because I'm like, I don't think I know what that is. Just caraway. We call those caraway in these parts. So
And Marmite is like Vegemite, but
no, Marmite was the OG. Vegemite is the so they couldn't get Marmite in Australia.
so they created their own.
So they made up Vegemite. Marmite is a yeast extract product, and Vegemite is its style bitten in the Australian format. You'll see people try to eat it. You'll see Americans try to eat it, and they always do it wrong.
Yeah.
So what you're supposed to do is get you a piece of bread and butter the smack out of butter, so much butter, and then the thinnest, ever so slightest layer of Marmite, and that's how you're supposed to get a good vibe. What it is, people hit that bad boy like it's peanut butter, and it's like, no, don't do that. Keep a wild thin layer, and it's salty. It's got a weird little, I don't know. We'll go through umami kind of vibe, and yeah, Marmite's not bad. Don't hate on Marmite, y'all. Like Paul Hollywood.
Never tried it.
Yeah. Oh, I'm gonna get you.
Never ate it either.
I'm gonna hook that up. So get y'all the little cute jar so you can be like, all right, I didn't like that, or I did like it, and then you'll know to go buy more. Jessica is going for a picnic season themed monkey bread chutney, walnuts, fig, and blue cheese and thyme. Their descriptions so I get why it's a lot of bakers, so it's a lot to get through, but it's like, I don't know. It was lacking in what they're in their explanation of what was going on. I needed more. I wanted to know what kind of bread they were making and so forth and so on. Some people would explain I was using this type of bread to make my monkey bread and so forth, but not everybody was. It was kind of bothering me. Parts wrong. It just was on my head. Jasmine is going for Mediterranean meze, olives and rosemary, and andouille and chorizo. I wanted to do this. Hold on, let me get this. Got to pull up something for you. 11. Okay. Share my screen. Pop. All right. Andouille is a Calabrian spreadable sausage. If you didn't know, Calabria is the foot and toes of the boot that is Italy.
Oh.
That is the Calabria region of Italy. Of course, that's the island of Sicily. So I figured I'd share that little bit of information with you guys.
Which is fun because andouille comes from the boot of America.
Oh yeah, Louisiana has its own little sausage. They gotta be. Come on, right? There's something going on there. We brought that from somewhere. So.
This is hilarious. You have to pull up this comment.
Ooh, all right. We'll snag this. Boop.
Because hard agree.
Cinnamon sugar monkey bread on Christmas morning. My mother called it unsanitary cake because everyone grabbed the piece of their bare hand.
Hard agree.
Hard agree. My God. That is wild. Unsanitary bread, unsanitary cake is a wild thing to say about it. But I understand. That is, you gotta just put some tongs out or something. Or just a fork. A fork probably go do a lot of work there. You know what I'm saying? You can grab a piece, get a napkin, snatch it out. I don't know, man. It's cool.
One of the best things that came out of the pandemic is people are not like blowing on their birthday cake any longer to get the candles out. They fan it or whatever, because you just gonna do all this and then everyone. It never sat right with me.
Lord.
Especially a kid blowing out birthday candles.
It's just it's illness waiting to happen. You're right.
Yeah.
Poimon is going for a festival basin monkey bread. It's a milk bread. See how Poimon told me what her bread was? It's going to be with coriander and a ginger and a pesto. She made the pesto with morning glory. Which, I don't know. They had a thing going on there. I didn't get the bit. Morning Glory may mean something in England I don't know over here. So
She said she calls it an Asian pesto.
Yeah, guess because the flour Morning Glory flour she uses an Asian flour, so that's why she leaned on it that way. Don't need that tab. Okay. And then she made one with a red bean curd and Chinese 5 spice. I should have told y'all what Chinese 5 spice was because it's a good data point to have. You should probably know the 5 spices of Chinese 5 spice. I know it's anise, but something else Chinese 5 spice.
So the one thing over the summer that I learned was that anise and aniseed and star anise are 2 different things. I thought that they were the same thing for my entire life. Yeah.
Today I learned.
Like it's like that licoricey kind of flavor, which I do not like, but I assumed that they were just the same thing.
Because the star anise is more it's like they use that for pho.
Yeah. Yeah, I found that out. Adela was the one that told us. And we're like, really? She's like looking at us like we're idiots. We're like, okay.
Look, I didn't conquer the world to bring spices over here. I was present with what they gave me. 5 spice, Chinese 5 spice is star anise, cloves, cinnamon, Szechuan peppercorns, and fennel seeds. 5. That's your 5 spice blend there, y'all. Now you know. You can make your own at home. That I have heard about. So there you go. Oh, I looked at the pronunciation this and now I feel like I'm going to ruin it. Tom is making a French degustation.
Okay.
I went to go make sure I was pronouncing it. I didn't look at what degustation means. I think it just means well, come on, I'm not going to play you. I'll tell you what it means.
I am all about Tom's. Like that, all the other ones that a lot of stinky cheeses and a lot of like fennel and licoricey stuff. Couldn't get behind a lot of them, but when Tom started to explain, I'm like, yes, give me all of those, all 3.
The degustation just means tasting, so it's a French tasting menu, which is what he's doing.
Oh, clever!
So he has 3 flavors. He's going for a croque monsieur, a French onion soup, and a steak and peppercorn.
Yep.
And I'm just like, yeah.
Yep.
Yes.
Serve it up. I don't even eat steak. I don't eat red meats. I don't really mess with French onion soup because it's made from beef broth. And the croque monsieur, I think, has ham in it. But still, all of it sounds wonderful. Nadia's making, of course, her version. It's an Italian monkey bread. It also has andouille, but she's making an andouille mascarpone cream situation there. Sun-dried tomatoes, which seems to have never gone out of fashion in England like they did in the States, because we don't be doing sun-dried tomatoes over here like that anymore. Black olives with a wild garlic pesto. It's beautiful. This beautiful wild garlic that she picked, I guess, around her way, and then her and Paul going back and forth, and he seems to know exactly where she got that wild garlic from, which is wild. I go, hey, I know where that's at. I'm like, okay, Paul. So that's hilarious. Paul seemed like he just be out enough, like he outside just enough to not put him in trouble. Toby is going for Tre Shimmy, Italian flavors inspired Parmesan topped bread with powdered porcini mushrooms and not filled with red and green pesto. You don't like mushrooms or those particular
I
mushrooms?
love mushrooms, but mushroom bread made out of powdered mushrooms? Absolutely not. That sounds like something I saw a girl do in college and then throw up for 3 days afterwards.
I don't think it was the same mushrooms, Nick.
No, probably not. But no.
Natalia's going for a family table monkey bread. It's going to be bacon, cheese, parsley, pesto, and onion. That's
sure.
I don't like pesto. Doesn't do right by my tummy, but I mean, I get it. And Leslie's bringing up the rear here. Family favorite monkey bread, Stilton, pear. Oh yeah, you know what? I did. If nothing else, I was prepared for Stilton. So
I didn't Google it just so I could learn it here too.
I'm glad you trust me enough to know that I was going to tell you that.
Mm-hmm.
That is Stilton, you guys. Oh, that's a type. That's one type of Stilton.
Oh, I've seen this. I've seen her before.
Yeah, Stilton, pear, walnut, and bread covered in a variety of seeds. Stilton is an English cheese produced in 2 varieties: blue, which has Penicillium roqueforti, or Roquefort blue cheese. You probably heard of that before.
Mm-hmm.
That's what's going on there. And which is added to generate its characteristic smell and taste in white, which does not have the Penicillium roqueforti in it. But one, I thought that was actually a lovely cheese. It looks, a nice looking cheese. And Stilton is a cool name. There's this book I read. There's an author I read. I read all of his books. Christopher Moore. And one of his books has a character name whose name is Stilton.
Stilton. And
so they call her the cheese.
Oh, how funny.
Yeah. So, word to Christopher Moore. You should be reading his books. He's a great author. Let's judge this output. Ian's up top. Love the setup. Bake looks good. Great. Nice, strong color. You can see the individual bread balls. Prue loves the flavor and the sharpness of the blackberry. Paul thinks it's superb and also loves the flavors. Quite delicious.
Mm-hmm.
Ian seemed like he was on point this week till he didn't.
For this challenge.
Yeah, we'll go with that. Leslie looks really appetizing. Enough seeds like the bottom of a bird cage.
Yeah, she didn't do an egg wash. She tried to stick it on her dough with butter. And so when she took it out the pan, they just rained down.
Adela made something this week with seeds and did the same dang thing because she took it over and it was straight in seeds. So whatever y'all got to do to make seeds adhere, we got to figure it out. Nicely baked. The pear is good, but where's the Stilton? It's just not forward enough. Good job. Tastes great. Tom, love the look of it. Delicious, but quite sweet from the onions. Flavors are great though. Punchy, strong, and spot on. The croque monsieur takes Prue back to her uni days. I guess she used to wreck some croque monsieurs, and the dough needs to be lightened up a bit though, but decent. So it's like I feel like they was looking for something to be mad at Tom about.
Because he nailed it.
Yeah, pretty much. Natalia, bread balls are quite big, which makes it more tear and share. The monkey bread makes it more of a tear and share than a monkey bread, but it looks good and it's well baked. How she managed to make the ingredients listed sweet is beyond me, because I'm telling you what, I told y'all what she put in there. None of that seems like she should have been able to manage a sweetness out of it, but both the judges thought it was too sweet and stodgy, and for Prue, just a little doughy. But on the edge, if you ate that outside piece, she thought it was perfection.
Stodgy is such a bad thing to call something.
Yeah.
What's funny? What's the other one? Claggy.
Claggy.
They don't like claggy, but I know what claggy is, and I would love a claggy brownie because it's just to me, I'm good with that. To them, not so much. So, also, I would never call it claggy. I just call it wet, I guess is what I describe the brownie as.
Sticky.
Yeah. And I'm okay with it. Gooey is the term.
I think gooey is the right word for a brownie.
And a gooey brownie is fantastic. So get out of here. Jessica, Paul thinks it looks great and appreciate how it falls apart. They love the flavors, the combination of flavors, and the texture too. Very good job. Well done. Nadia looks rough and ready.
Damn.
Because it's broken up a lot. It broke up as she was trying to bang it out of the pan.
She said, I need to gently turn this over, and went.
Then she was like ripping pieces out of it that were stuck.
Yeah. Really tight. Should be a little bit more open, but the flavors you can't argue with. They're amazing. Prue, on the other hand, likes the milk loaf because of its cakey nature and thinks it's really delicious and well done. So that's just the judges disagreeing. Paul was not banging with it. Prue was not that he wasn't. It's just he was like, its texture is this, but Prue's like, I like that texture.
Mm-hmm.
Tied for the lead in the Central. That has nothing to do with anything.
Yes, it does. Yay!
We beat the Tigers. That's all I'm saying, y'all.
Yay!
Toby, quite impressive looking. Digs that you can see the individual balls, though they are slightly misshapen. The mushroom one is intense and really good with a deep flavor. The pesto one, by comparison, is a bit weak. The bake is good, but it needed a longer prove. Paul thinks it's not bad. The flavor is just lacking. Prue, on the other hand, thinks it's absolutely delicious. So that's 2 in a row. The judge was like, we got to agree to disagree on this, and homeboy, and I'm like, I like that Prue will do that. She just come in and be like, look, y'all, he wrong. Sometimes she does it with that gentle, grandma kind of touch, but sometimes she just got to be like, I'll be real with you, man. I don't know what he's talking about. So I love Prue for that. Jasmine, love the look of it. Very neat. The balls are there. You can see everything. Clever. Prue thinks it looks very attractive. Not getting the rosemary and would have liked more olive. And Paul, of course, was like, and some coriander. Prue thinks it's good, but she was like, had you not told me the olive was supposed to be in there, I would have never knew.
You would have known. Which is wild because you couldn't feel those olivey bits.
She probably chopped them kind of fine.
Yeah.
So
I love olive bread. Like I just can't find fault in olive bread.
I respect it. But then Prue was like, you get yourself, your friends, a glass of wine and this loaf, and it'll be perfect. And I'm like, Prue Leaf, that's that little grandma touch right there. That's like, I'm like, I love you, Dame Prue. Poimon. So this is what we doing? That's basically what they said. Would have liked a glaze, as they do look rather dull. The size looks right. The individual balls look the part. It needed more salt. The sesame one has very little flavor, and then Prue chimes in, as does the Asian pesto one. They're baked right. A little longer proof would have opened them up more, and they're just not any flavor. This is not the first time I've heard them speak of salt and bread. Who was that on an American Baking Show? The last season, not this past season, but the one. Oh my gosh, I can't think of her name. Well, she too didn't put salt in her milk bread. And they was like, what's going on here? The salt helps do so much in bread. Where are you? And Paul was like, the salt does so much to help this bread out, not just taste better, but it also helps how bread bakes up. And so it's noticeable when there's a lack of salt therein. So
I can't remember who that was either. I remember that now that you're saying it. I can't remember who that was.
Yeah. It's Roy Yoon. Yeah.
Oh, yes.
Yeah. Aaron. He knew what it was. Also, I'd like to point out, well, maybe just time was not on his side. He's come through multiple times now, having just brought the dish to the situation without any decorations to the tray or anything like that there. So it looks even sadder because it's just there all by itself and lonely. They're like, just decorate the plate or something, please.
Also, shout out to Aaron's do-rag, because at first I was like, he has it on inside out, but then I was like, no, that's smart, because then he won't have that line across his forehead because the seam was on the outside. He know.
Mm-hmm. Very little rise, practically raw. Stinks because, of course, it has great flavor, but the texture is so awful you couldn't eat it. Really, just bad luck.
It wouldn't rise.
And what I didn't like about this is usually, especially in these situations, we'll get a little bit of an explanation as to why it wouldn't rise. Like, what's going on here, Paul? What would have prevented this from rising? And maybe he shared that with them and they just, got edited out. But
yeah.
I would have liked to have known, was it the addition of the Marmite and what it does to, whatever? Is it just, it just didn't have enough heat? What caused this issue? I would love to have known. And they usually tell you that. Paul used to be like, yeah, you did this, and this is what held you back. And I'm like, all right, so I don't have to do that next time. But
yeah,
didn't tell me this time, so I can't tell y'all. But that was your signature. That was a good time, y'all. I had a very good time with savory monkey bread, which is an unexpected thing to say out loud, but it was a fun watch, and it's been fun to share with you. Nick, let's give him a technical
challenge this week is set by Paul. His advice to them that it was all about the planning and the timings. He said plural timings. Paul would like them to make his take on the fast food classic, the glazed ring donut. They need to make 12 ring-shaped donuts, all covered in a classic vanilla glaze, and 6 of them should be dipped in a strawberry icing. They have 2 hours and 45 minutes.
fast food?
That was my first.
Yeah, I don't know. But I did have to. I don't know if I've ever agreed with Paul Hollywood more than when he said his ideal meal would be a pile of hot dogs and then a pile of donuts. I totally get behind that.
Not so much on the hot dogs, but hey, as many donuts as you. That's the thing I do whenever I travel, and I mean wherever I travel, I go and find whomever has claimed to make the best donuts in that area. And that has got me some great donuts in some cities and some terrible donuts in other places. I'm like, why did you think who on Yelp and or Google was reviewing this as positive? Because it was wrong. There's a spot in Detroit that makes fritters is their specialty. So I went there this most recent trip to Detroit and hit them up. And yes, indeed, they were worth the travel. And luckily, I was just happened to be there already. So, went to a spot in Toronto, just a literal hole in the wall, quite like literally, well worth the trip. But we went to a different spot in Detroit, and it was
not the business.
No bueno. But the owner was super nice, so that helps.
Yeah, we did. We went to Fan Donuts in Brooklyn with Adela like months ago. And it was really good. They were really good donuts. It was like unique flavors. They had like a curry one that was like almost like a little savory. Like it was interesting. It was good. And then like we do the same thing. Like my wife always like hits up donut shops when we travel. And upstate New York, we did this one and they had like normal flavors, but then they had one and it was barbecue. I'm like, okay, this could be interesting. Like, is it like this like weird, like kind of like sweet barbecue kind of flavor? No, it was just green coconut for grass and then a pretzel for a grill and a Swedish fish on top. I'm like, no, thank you.
We have a place here in town. It's called Jack Frost Donuts, and I swear by it because they make a mean donut. But that's really more of their vibe. They'll do a more of a decorative style of donut, and so you're like, it's not really extra tasty. It's just pretty.
Yeah.
I get it. Yeah. Man, 12 donuts.
They were so raunchy during this donut challenge. They was talking about holes, their preferred hole size. I caught everything. I caught every innuendo.
I read an article today, and the title of the article was "Bread Week. It's all about balls and holes."
Balls and holes. They were.
If you knew in my mind as I wrote these notes and was listening to the show, how many times I just laughingly said "pause." It was just we're children and we can't help ourselves and they can't either, and I'll just have to chuckle at it. So,
I had such a good time.
Yeah, a good technical. I know we don't normally get down with the frying aspect because it is a baking show and therefore you should be baking. But this is it's making dough. It's making a yeasted dough, making sure it proves right and it's decorated right. So it's everything but the oven. So we have to accept that is a part of how this process goes down, y'all. Y'all know what it is. Technical challenge. They had to go make them. So now let's judge them. Nadi's up first. Not bad. The white line is, if you don't, that'd be, let's say you hadn't watched the episode, which would be wild if you were just listening to us, but I understand. Some people do that. If you fry a donut, and you've seen a donut probably before, let's just take a look at it. Just a glazed donut, for example, you'll see around the center of a glazed donut is a white ring. Around all donuts in general, but a glazed one, you'll actually be able to see it. That is where basically the fry ring, because you throw it in the oil. One side's going to be golden brown, the other side's going to be golden brown, but there's going to be a bit in the middle that basically doesn't cook that way. And if you have a proper white ring there, it means you have at least to Paul Hollywood's discussion, a properly approved dough. So when you hear me talking about a white line here, it's that's the necessary component to that. So Nadi's up.
We had a donut challenge for ours too. That was our bread one. I feel like ours was harder than just a glazed donut. But I forget who it was, but one of us, it may have been Alma, because she had never made donuts before and she was getting the white line but like she didn't think it was supposed to be there, so she was trying to like dunk them down while they were cooking
to drown
get the
them.
white line. Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Not bad. White line is good. The color is good. The decoration is even. Good crumb, nice and light, nice on the mouth, quite soft. That description is terrible.
Nasty.
It's nasty work. You are correct. Tom clearly has improved enough. Why does he know that? Because there's no white line. Too much icing. An acceptable donut, albeit a bit heavier. Poimon, massively underbrewed, very, very dark, over fried. The flavor's good. The texture is all wrong. They're uneven, some way smaller than others. Toby, don't look so bad though. One doesn't seem to look iced at all. The icing was so liquid, it clearly just disappeared. It looked more like a Krispy Kreme. That one looked like a Krispy Kreme donut, y'all. It just, you know what it is. It's just a super hyper thin layer of glaze, and that's not what they wanted. Soft, nice crumb, texture's okay, nice shape. Leslie, inconsistent, dark, tastes burnt, and very greasy. How you burnt and greasy?
Right.
It's just I don't know. We watched the show with a bit of more of a I don't know a technical mindset. So in my mind, it's like you should probably get you a fryer, so you can train for kind of just this situation. But it's not on their mind because not every year is going to have donuts being prepared. And so,
as someone who has never deep fried a thing before, I feel like it would be instinctual, but maybe that's just me.
Fair. When we get done with this, I'm going to tell you a sneaky way to make donuts. Give me a second. Where were we at? We're at Aaron.
Leslie. No.
Leslie was it. They was burnt and greasy. Aaron, like these, though the icing isn't particularly neat, they all match. They're thinly glazed, which Prue likes. It has the white line. It's light inside. Tastes delicious. Jessica, so uneven. Some look well risen, some look tiny, but the dough isn't tight on the big ones. Clearly, they were done in 2 batches, and I'm just like, oh yeah, there you go. That makes I can see what was going on there. Jasmine thinks they look good, though not decorated like the brief requested. They said spiral, and she made a spiral. I think that's exactly what the brief asked for. Just because they had a different spiral in mind doesn't mean she had to have that in mind.
Correct.
The lines are good. The consistency and color is decent, quite open, which means it's well mixed. Ian, don't look so bad. The shaping is what has caused the issues here. Needs to be slightly thicker on the glaze because he made Krispy Kreme glaze and they wanted, I guess, Dunkin'. Yeah, that's about right. The dough is nice and spongy. It tastes okay, just a bit uneven and terrible icing, just a bit too thin. Which then becomes ironic because Natalia brings up the rear here, and her icing is far too thick. To them, they look fire to me. I'm like, bring me that donut. Yes, please.
I want to see it. Glaze of that.
Inconsistent, a bit of a mess, but nicely risen and quite big. The bigger ones are really good donuts. Yeah, agreed, fully.
Okay, wait, before we do the judging. Chris, I'm glad you're here for several reasons, but I have a behind-the-scenes question. So while they're judging your stuff, y'all just sitting there listening to them. How long on average did they take to judge a technical?
So like when they're doing like the talking part of the judging, like when they're actually going bit by bit, that's not as long as when they're doing like the signature and the showstopper. Like,
okay,
because it's like they're going for like minutes, and you get like this tiny little snippet. I mean, it would probably be like a minute or two where they're just like going and like there are pauses and like they're thinking about it. Like they'll eat it and they'll like think, and then they'll mention it. And then once they're all done with that judging, then we have to like spin around on our stools and not face them while they're like deciding.
Oh, they
like,
order them?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then we can spin back around. And then
awkward for you to sit there and watch them order them. Okay, but you turn around. That makes sense.
Yeah. We just like spin around and then
That is the best thing I think I've ever learned about this show. Turn away, students. Turn away. All right, y'all. Quick and easy way to make some donuts. Canned biscuits. Work like a champ. Find you a canned biscuit of your liking. I would probably not go for the buttery tasting ones. Poke a hole in the center if you are so inclined. If not, you can just kind of pull a hole. You don't have to you actually make a hole unless you want donut holes. Fry it up. They fry up lovely. Glaze them as you will. Super easy. I learned how to make them when I was 8, 9 years old. Yeah, so that's just a little quick trick if you want to just whip up some fresh donuts right quick. Cinnamon sugar are the breeziest ones. Of course, powdered sugar the breeziest one. Chocolate is a challenge because making chocolate that will hold on to things involves tempering and so forth and so on. You got to make a chocolate, not, a ganache situation, not a ganache, a glaze situation. And it's not as easy as, dusting something with cinnamon or powdered sugar.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh, thank you.
Breezy. Let's rank them. Poi Mine comes in at the bottom 3 weeks straight with her in either the last or next to last spot. Keep that in your head. Overfried and underproved. Overfried and no consistency in shape. Natalia's 8, Jessica 7, Ian 6, Tom is 5th, Toby is 4th, Aaron is 3rd, Nadia, nicely iced, pretty well risen, excellent. Jasmine, icing good, lovely texture inside, nice donuts. Can't say much more than that, y'all. It's just nice donuts. So that's what's going on there. A good tactical all around. I said anything where you got it. Well, it is. Like I said, we just did that in American Baking Show. So it's making a dough. It's proving a dough. It's decorating. It's all those things that you have to do in baking. And so I get why it works like it works, and I enjoy that tactical as well. This is a good bread week. I just really had a good time with this week's bread week, and so. And bread week kind of is your show off week. Also, it really does start to separate the men from the boys, as it were. And so you kind of start being like, kind of these guys are the ones. It's starting to look like these are the ones, and starting to look like these might not be. So, hey Jude, let's do some show stopping.
Showstopper challenge is a celebratory, because they kept saying celebratory.
Celebratory.
A celebratory sweet bread with at least 3 tiers. The Showstopper should be made with an enriched bread dough and should be designed to represent a celebration that has meaning for the bakers. They have 5 hours. No, I wasn't.
So stop it. Nick Jew, were you show stop this week? Don't you interrupt the cipher.
No.
Why were you not show stop? What was preventing you from being stopped by this show?
The thing is, it's hard for me to feel like awe and amazement in a bread week showstopper. It's only happened twice for me. It's just like the same for cake week. Like if you bring out one round cake on a stand, it could be beautiful, gorgeous, and wonderful. But compared to some of the other showstopper challenges, I don't go like, oh my God, that's incredible. But there were some beautiful bread pieces. But
yeah.
No, it was not I don't think anybody's was bad. I just didn't see anybody put down a thing, and with one exception, and that was Aaron's. I thought his was absolutely gorgeous. It was stunning. I thought Poi Man's was pretty too, but I think it's just for me, it's a size thing.
Fair. And speaking of Aaron, he's up first here. Aaron is making flowers in paradise. It's 4-stack corons decorated with flowers. This is a celebration of life, if you will, cake for 2 of his friends who unfortunately passed away, Fidel and Alicia. And so how this is going to be decorated is flowers down one side for Fidel, roses down one side for Alicia. It's going to be filled with marzipan, cherries, apricot, and be covered in a light rose icing, which they didn't say nothing about when they were initially talking about it. And I felt like Rose normally comes up as a discussion point, probably in the edit when people get it wrong. In this case, he was okay. So with no point talking about Rose earlier than necessary. A couronne, if you didn't know, and I didn't, is a crown bread. It's a traditional French loaf known for its distinctive ring and or wreath shape. It can be made in both savory and sweet versions, with the sweet variety often associated with the holidays, like Christmas. Nadia is making a gâteau de mariage de rêve. I don't know what rêve is, but
Okay.
I'm not looking it up. It's a brioche dough. She's going to fill it with a raspberry creme pat. At some point, she said she used a creme, I think a creme mousseline for something else. Freeze-dried raspberries inside the bread dough itself, decorated with these buttercream roses. It looked like a cake. And so big up to that.
It had cake texture too.
Ian, Sam Hain is how I pronounce it because it's how I've been taught to pronounce it, but they called it something else. I feel like they said Samwan. They pronounced it a different way. They pronounced it the Irish way, which is probably the way to pronounce it. And so I'm saying Sam Hain, but forgive me, I don't know it to be as such. It is wonderful. It's Samwan because it's a Sam wonderful time of the year. Me learning, get my Irish on. It's a sweet bread flavored with apple and cinnamon, decorated with edible paint and dead dough shapes, covered in a caramel glaze. Tom is building a cinnamon tower. This one is dedicated. Oh, sorry, wait a minute. The Sam Wonderful is dedicated to my man Ian's girlfriend.
Who he said looks like Noel?
No, she said she looked like Noel. He didn't say that.
And they never showed her. They haven't showed her.
They have. You've seen her twice.
Like
I
mean, like in this episode.
Oh.
I needed to this moment.
And she wild tall, as we know.
Yeah, I remember that.
She do kind of got the shoulder length dark hair. So I think more a lady version of Noel than she looked like Noel.
Like not in the face.
Yeah. Noel was like, yeah, that's wild. Even Noel was like.
He said, I feel bad for you.
Tom is dedicating his to his boyfriend. This is a 3-tiered cinnamon bun tower decorated with a modeling chocolate tree and leaves. It's an orange cream cheese icing on top of orange pecan rolls, and I think just pecan and cinnamon rolls is what he said. And of course, they had to make a wild poop joke, which is to this series. And I'm like, what is we doing with poop jokes, man? And while we talking about eating, don't do that. It's gross, and I don't appreciate it. Sawin. Thank you for that.
They did look like turds, though. Like they looked.
It did. It looks like poop.
Turd-esque.
Especially the way Allison was holding one of them. Like, oh, it looks like.
And then she sniffed it, though, homie.
She did.
She didn't have to do that. She didn't have to do that.
I didn't even know what he was baking it out of because he was like dipping it and like he was like pulling it out of like ice water.
Yeah.
I was very confused about the whole process.
It was, yeah. I'm like, I get basically maybe he wanted to shock that chocolate as opposed to temper that chocolate. But he doesn't want a good shine to it. He kind of wanted to look like a tree, which it did. So kind of works that way. Jasmine, a midsummer flower crown. 4 stacked cinnamon and cardamom candelabra loaves decorated with Scandi, as they said, Scandi style icing. I assume Scandi means Scandinavian, but if I'm wrong, I'll be wrong. You may recall candelabras from last series. That's that plaited bread loaf that they had to make, that they had to get the plaits just so. If they didn't, it was a problem. And so here she is just making it as a signature, which is a showstopper, which is wild.
I'm glad she talked about her alopecia because I had assumed that that's what it was last week when we talked about it, but I was glad that they let her spotlight that for her.
Yeah, for sure. I had a friend in high school, Dana, and who went through a similar thing. She had alopecia and she wore wigs, and oddly enough, it was because of one of our English teachers, Miss Jolly. Word up, may you still be alive. Had during our senior year of high school had been found to have cancer and ended up losing her hair to chemo, and her just like walking around school ball gave Dana what she needed to be like, I'm taking his wig off.
I love that.
And so respect due to anybody who does or does not want to rock a wig if they have alopecia. Either way, you good by us. And Jessica, of course, as you know, is a baddie. So
Jasmine,
forgive me.
Jessica too.
Jessica is a cutie pie too. So respect.
Yes.
Jessica's up next, which is why I said that. Rain Dance Celebration. So she's going for these pumpkin shaped loaves, and she explains how she's making a pumpkin shake. I'm like, that's kind of fire. But they didn't seem to really go any further with it, other than that initial, like, this is how I'm going to make them look like pumpkins.
I wish she had not split them, but I understand.
I hear you. She's going to fill them with apricot conserve. And I was like, I cannot wait to look at what conserve is. That's probably going to be something really neat and interesting. Do y'all know what conserve is?
Cream.
It's just preserves. It's just the English way of saying it. You go get your shelf of apricot conserve off the shelf. Like, come on, man. I was really hoping it was going to be something fancy. And she's also making an orange infused creme pat, and she's going to decorate it with crops and rain dancing figures to celebrate her time in Uganda. Don't know exactly what she was doing in Uganda besides helping out the people, but there you go. We'll go with that. Toby is making the bread that stole Christmas. You know I love a good title. Got to hook it up. He's making stolen bread enriched with butter, eggs, apple juice, and milk, filled with mixed fruit, spices, and marzipan, and decorated for Christmas.
There was a moment when Toby split his dough, and the way he opened it up, and like, it was too much for me. If you watch it again, just watch it. He like the way he split it out, and it was kind of jiggly too.
You're terrible.
I scream.
Stollen, or crushed stollen, is a traditional German Christmas fruit bread made with yeast dough, nuts, spices, and dried or candied fruits. After being baked, it's coated with melted butter and dusted with powdered sugar, giving it its characteristic snowy white appearance. Natalia, 3 generations Corby sweetbread made from enriched dough and flavored with orange, cinnamon, and rum. She's going with this like lace decoration that looked way better. Not that it looked bad, but I feel like, I don't know. And she pulled off what the picture was bringing forth. I was like, yeah, that's going to be good. And that's just not how it ended up working out. Yeah. She's like, put it up too high. I don't know. Or she made it before the bread was out. I don't think she got a chance to size it right. She made it assuming that it was going to be of one size, and it was not. So that's kind of what the issue ended up being with that. Poimon, really trying to save herself, comes through again, y'all, with some greatness. She's making coconut cocktail wedding. It's 3 tiers of braided milk bread, a coconut paste, glacé cherries, and decorated with these red roses. Everything about it. Gorgeous. Yeah, I'm just like, I want to taste, and alas. I figured out why I had that extra video. So I was like, why do I have this? I have it because when for a Mega Making Show, I had interviewed Kim before we even did any of the other production on the show that season. So I needed a gap between going from the show to that interview and then back into the show. So that's why I did that extra video. But now I'm gonna use that extra video as a stopping point between here and judging our show and judging our Showstopper. So here, now you get that video. I have it, so I might as well use it. Let's judge this output, y'all. Jasmine's up first. Beautiful, delicate. The decoration is good. The cardamom and cinnamon are so on point. It's a good amount of swirls in there, and it looks pretty and tastes fantastic. I was a lightweight leaning that Jasmine should have been Star Baker last week. We disagreed, but it's okay. Just saying. Toby, a bit wonky. It had just enough of a lean on it to make you go, it could be intentional. It's just a slight little. I was sit to the side. It almost kind of looked like a Christmas hat, like a top hat So I'm kind of like, I don't know, man. It kind of works. It's a bit wonky, but it looks good. It's doughy and underbaked.
Dude, I knew she was gonna do that.
It's okay. But it's the best tasting stolen Prue has ever had.
Sorry.
I'm sorry. You give me that. I'm taking that home with me, baby. Like, I've done something to impress this Michelin starred restaurateur. I'm okay.
Mm-hmm.
Tom, really dramatic and very neatly done. Like the bold color on the outside, looks stunning. Love the crunchy filling. The cream cheese icing's on point. The bake is light. It's just well done. Tom at this point is Tomming. He's like Batman with prep time, unstoppable.
Yeah, Tom's amazing.
But technical challenges get him so far 3 weeks straight. So he is a man that needs to study, and he got to. I don't know. He just got to. Well, I mean, sorry, of course, filmed and recorded so far. But I would hope throughout he maybe just start like, let me add some stuff to my repertoire. That way, I have some extra things ready in case they try to take me in a direction on the technical challenge.
Mm-hmm.
Like, too good. It's too good. Let's see. Jessica. They like the figures. The colors are nice, but it's a bit clumsy. The bake looks good, but all the flavor comes from the creme pat, and you want the bread to do some of the lifting. Could have done more with the bread, is basically what it comes down to. Leslie. Love the bake on it. The shine. The texture is lovely. It's nicely baked. Looks good, tastes good, well done. So this was like, of course, is the editing setup. You show me one core vibe, it's like, dang, that's on point. And you show me another core vibe from somebody who should probably who you think would make the better core vibe because she is from Ukraine.
And she didn't.
No, she didn't. Highly decorated. When they just that's the beautiful gowns of this episode, Nick.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. Gorgeous gowns.
It's highly decorated, but a little bit clumsy. The lace is nice, but you can see where the edges meet. They call it the joints.
Joints.
Yeah. The spice levels are good, but the dough is what, Nick? Claggy. It needed more proving. But then the flip of that is, of course, Prue like, I love the way it tastes, though, and it just lacks finesse. They do a real good close-up on this corvi, and it just looks like cake, y'all. Mm-hmm. And so I'm like, but it's bread. It just looks so much like cake that I'm like, oh, I guess you don't want that for your breads. It did look like good. It did look like a good cake. So I don't know.
Paul actually called it cake.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Like he's like, oh, your cake. I'm like,
I was very, I don't know. I was
Wrong
very
week.
satisfied. Yeah. Nadia, they like it. They like the decoration. They like the way she did the roses. The texture is perfect. It's very cake-like.
It's a cake. So one cake is okay to be a cake, but the other one is not okay to be a cake. I was confused.
Yeah, same. Which is kind of like I said, it's fascinating actually when you think about it. But well done. Poi mai looks lovely. The pipework is a bit all over the place, but hey, really nice coconut flavor. The cherries go nice and are unexpected, and in fact surprised the ball because he was like, I would have never thought to use glacé cherries in this particular bake, and that really is something. And again, I can take that home with you. Like, hey, I'm out here surprising bakers who know a thing or two about a thing or two.
Mm-hmm. Especially bread.
That's neat. So, well baked. Again, does Poi mai pull herself out? We'll let you know here in a little bit.
Yeah.
Ian, doesn't look like something you want to eat.
Oh, father.
But it certainly has a Halloween feel to it. And then it's underbaked because it's underproof, and therefore it's claggy because you don't put apples in this particular bake.
This is why I thought young Ian was about to go home.
So, you guys don't follow the bakers on. I made the mistake. I followed like all the bakers on Instagram.
Yeah.
Do you guys know he has his Instagram? He's basically like a bread influencer. He's the bread guy. He has 250,000 followers on Instagram, and he has 500,000 followers on TikTok.
Oh my god!
And he does bread making videos.
Oh my god!
So
that's why I thought he was going. That's why I was telling T via text. I'm like, because he's the bread guy. I thought because he showed up kind of poorly that they were going to send him home.
Yeah, that was like, oof, that would have been rough.
Jeez Louise. I did not know that. I follow him on the show page, but I don't. I've been trying to.
His handle. It's actually his handle is really good. It's Thug Loaf.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh my gosh.
after the show's over.
It just needed more punch. So there you go. Yeah, so that's what they thought of Ian's. Once again, in a sort of saving the best for last kind of situation, Aaron brings up the rear here. Prue Leith says this looks astonishingly, and she loves the look of it. Looks astonishing, and she loves the look of it. Loves the corons as it exposes what's going on inside. That's one Paul Hollywood. Upon eating a bite of it, Paul Hollywood exclaims, "Yes, Aaron! It's beautiful. It's pistachio, the marzipan, the fruit levels. It's really tasty." And Prue Leith says, "Pretty faultless." And a great tribute. Him standing up there, almost crying, had me on this couch over here, almost
Same.
crying. And I was just like, come on, man. You can't make me cry to Bake Off, guys.
I think I actually cried.
Yeah. And I know, and like I said, it's both. I know he recognizes, yeah, I did that. And at the same time, he also recognizes that it's a tribute to his friends who are unfortunately are no longer with us. And so I love that for him. And I love that he pulled this off, especially after Signature, which was so poor.
It was like, I told you I could bake.
I know that's why Allison and Noel got in and hugged him, because he was so on the verge of tears. They was like, that's like almost like I don't know. I'm gonna say it's a producer push. It might be more of an Allison push. Let me go hug this poor baby. So I love that about this show, and I love that for them. Your star baker is who should have been star baker last week, in my opinion, and that is Jasmine. I love it for her. I'm so excited to be star baker. Not to hate no Tom.
Disrespect.
Not to hate no Tom, because Tom came through with some amazing stuff. It felt like Jasmine was going to be star baker, but the way they were speaking last week is all it is.
Yes.
I think she should have been star baker, but she earned it this week. Came through.
Yes,
and I love that for her. Sent home, and I sat here thinking on this as I watched this, and I was like, well. Look at what's going on here. We can see that Aaron pulled himself up out the swamp with both a solid technical and a showstopper. So he's not really in it. Then you're like Ian, but then he had a really solid signature, low tier technical, and the technical don't matter till it matters.
Till it does.
So and it's like, I go, Nadia. Not Nadia, Natalia. See, I'm always gonna get these two. Those end names. I'm like,
I thought it was gonna be Natalia,
because she had a poor technical, not a bad technical, but it's poor-ish. You know what I'm saying? A sweet monkey bread, which still makes no sense to me, because what ingredients made that sweet? But okay. And I was like, damn, Poimon really pulled it off. But I think Poimon, again, coming in last in technical multiple times, and then or the bottom tier, a very unsalted, unseasoned bread in the signature, could not rescue herself this week. Poimon is who gets sent home. And I could argue for other people who maybe got sent home, but actually I was like, yeah, that's true.
What Paul said before going into the showstopper is what convinced me that she was going home. Why she went home, because she keeps performing poorly in the technical, and that is really where you show your skills as a baker. And ultimately, if every week you've performed either dead last or second to last thus far, and she even said herself that she was surprised she made it to week 3. So I think she's delightful. Her showstoppers were all wonderful, but if you can't come through in the technical, it's a baking challenge
again, and a real poor showing in the signature this week as well.
Yeah.
So it makes sense as to why she got shown the door this go around.
I hate to see her go.
Yes, yeah, a real fun addition to this series thus far. But this is the name of the game, and that is the business of the business. Y'all know what next week's episode is?
Isn't it like school time or something? It's like
back to school.
Yeah.
It's very exciting. I'm excited for that. I have no idea what the English are going to do for that, what that means to them. So, God, that is going to be a good time.
I feel like for us it would be like Pop Tarts and like Little Debbie.
Grilled cheese sandwich.
Yeah.
That aired a few hours back here tonight here in the UK, so it should be available via sources for me to watch. So I might give it a quick little look to at least catch a vibe of it. But let's walk through some housekeeping and all that good stuff. Normally, you can catch us live in the chat every Tuesday around 8:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on YouTube and/or Twitch. Make sure you comment, subscribe, and also share with anyone you think would get down with what we're doing over here. If you're listening on Apple Podcasts or Spotify, hit us with them 5 stars. It helps so very much. If you are so inclined, message us at podcast@staycrunchyandmilk.com or call, text, leave us a voicemail at 216-264-6311. That's 216-264-6311. We'd certainly love to hear from you. Of course, hear from you. We have lots of feedback this week, y'all. Let's go through it. Frank, of course, hit us up. Frank be hitting us up almost. I think Frank does us the service of not hitting us up until it airs in America, which is dope that he does that because he didn't have to. That way, I have nothing, having had nothing spoiled when I check the show's email. Thoughts on season 6, episode 3. Hi, all. Another bread week in the can. I'm sorry to see Poimon go. She was very likable. She was absolutely lovely on the Extra Slice program and looked chic and stylish. I have not watched any Extra Slice this week, but I need to watch at least Poimon's episode. Nadia did her hair for the show because Nadia, of course, is a hairdresser.
Oh.
Her departure was a good reminder that there's a difference between talent and competitiveness. Shows like GBBO and The Sewing Bee say how talented a contestant is, but we often don't see it. But of course, they would have to be talented to get on the show. Poimon is indeed someone we got to see as being very talented, but really struggled with the competition format. It is notable that they don't show Paul or Prue explaining why they eliminated her. It was probably a close decision between her, Natalia, and Toby. Not Toby, it was definitely but I get why he said Toby. I would not be surprised if her elimination was an act of mercy, considering how she continually bombed all the technical. Dang, Frank, that's hardcore. It reminded me how special the cast of season 15 was. Most of them were such excellent contestants and were capable of reaching the finals or winning on a different season. As far as the rest of the cast of 16 goes, I think enough time has passed to set a good assessment of them and lump them into groups of 3. Wow, that's crazy. I just said the same thing. The front runners with Tom as the clear favorite, despite his disastrous technical from episode 1. He's proven the most accomplished and versatile so far. He's followed by Jasmine, who has steadily gotten better each week and has really flowered during Red Week. It's interesting that during the week she won Star Baker, it's also the week she talked about her alopecia. The stars aligned to make it a Jasmine-centered episode. 2. Then you have Leslie, Jessica, Nadia, and Natalia. Overall, they seem like solid. They've been solid contestants with good moments from each. They could either start to shine or start unraveling. Too soon to say. And in batch 3, now you have the ones who are like Poimon, Toby, and now Ian are really struggling despite the fact we've seen great talent from them. And even though he redeemed himself in the Showstopper, I would still categorize Aaron in this category too. He has still struggled a lot. Nick Juice swears that Aaron is going home in week 4, so we'll see what week 4 brings. Also, I am glad how much trickier the technicals have become, really designed to assess abilities and instincts. I look forward to what else they have up their sleeves. Anyway, you guys did a fun job on your last podcast with Adela, despite the flabby podcast muscles. Hey man, I'm sorry, I'm out of podcast shape. Keep it up, and I'm still holding out that you will get Nelly on the show, or at least Jill. Jill, I've spoken to. I've at least messaged with a couple of times. Jill, hadn't considered that, but now I might. All my best, Frank. And then he wrote back as a little PS. Forgot to mention something about Poimon. During the Extra Slice, they asked her if her husband Paul actually resembled Paul Hollywood. They showed side by side pics. He kind of does. Then we got a text message from Miko Michelle. Hello all. Yay, new season. I want to make sure I didn't get too far behind so that my comments weren't super late. But here I am, just now listening to episode 1. It was great hearing Ant back and Dan as a guest. Hopefully we'll get more of both. Listening to episode 2 shortly. I agree it would be cool if they let all the bakers have at least a week or 2 to shake the tent nerves. Also, I wish there was a black woman this season. Either way, I'm excited to watch and listen. Just wanted y'all to know I'm locked in. Miko Michelle, thank you so very much for getting down with the Get Down and joining us back in the tent. Over on Spotify, Brad hit us up in week 1 and I missed it, and he also hit us up on week 2. So from my man Brad, who will at some point be on this series of
Hey, Brad.
worry not about that. Week 1, he said, and we're off. Welcome back. And in week 2, he said, deep fried Buckeyes. That may disturb the gods. Agree. If you're from Ohio and you get down with Buckeyes, the idea of someone battering and deep frying them seems just so. It's not something we do here, but it's something I bet you're gonna probably start doing next year when the Ohio State fair come around. We ain't gonna just be letting Minnesota take our shine. JR the Bear, thanks for the episode. Great to see Chris. It was great to see Chris. Chris, thanks so much for jumping in back with us this go around. Real short order, because I was just like, I hit Chris because I knew Chris wanted to do the show. He had already like said, I'm down to get down. So I hit him up and was like, you can do Brad Week if you want to, but if you want to choose another week, feel free. And he's like, I'll do Brad Week, and here he is for Brad Week, and I'm so grateful to have you, sir. Good to see you. Good to talk to you. Thanks so much. Good to have just in general. Good to have you around.
Yeah, thank you, guys. It was fun again.
Yeah, it's good to have you back.
Where can the people keep up with you, kind sir?
I'm terrible at social media.
Same.
I'm trying. I'm really trying. So I'm on Instagram. I'm trying to do the Instagram thing. It's at ste.fan.ski. So it's just my last name with some dots thrown in there. Why? I don't know. But that's what I did. Yeah.
Why not? That's okay.
Why not? Yep.
That's of course Nick Jew.
I am Nick the Jew on Instagram, NICTHEJU. That's about it. I'm just very excited for whatever back to school is. I'm sure I will be offended in some way because they're going to cook something. They're going to cook something, and it's going to make me mad for the text.
It's going to be tacos or
and so I'm going to slice through an avocado the wrong way. I'm going to be offended.
Slice through avocado the wrong way. I am the internet's Tay-Rail713. Wherever you want to get down with me on the internet, that is the title, y'all. So feel free to go find it and interact as you will. Nothing to it. Pretty much everything we do at the show falls under the Stage Crunchy and Milk banner because that's my regular podcast and what we first started, doing business as. So that's why you always see Stage Crunchy Milk everywhere. But Krème Patisserie, I mean, it's kind of great. We kind of do amazing work here, y'all. So get down with the Get Down. We'll do it again next week. Back with us again. Until then.
What happened to your ass? It used to be beautiful.
Stays crunchy and milk.